Welcome to CSEGuru. Next, we will enter into looping concepts. The first topic is Introduction to Loops in C. In C programming, if you are considering to display any message or output in the output screen, we need to use this printf statement. For example, if I want to display the message, Welcome to CSEGuru, I have to use printf open bracket within double quotes. We need to type the message. Whatever the message we want to display in the output screen, that message we need to type here. Then close the bracket and place semicolon. So this is the statement we need to use to display any message in the output screen. So this statement helps to display the message one time in the output screen. Suppose if I want to display the same message one more time, what we need to do? We need to use one more printf statement, then open bracket within double quotes, welcome to CSEGuru, close the bracket and place the semicolon. That is, the same statement we need to repeat one more time. Suppose, if I want to display this message 3 times in the output screen, I have to use the same printf statement 3 times. Suppose, if I want to display the message n times in the sense, so n value may be 10 times or 100 times in the sense, you need to type this same printf statement 10 times or 100 times. So, to display any message repeatedly in the output screen in the sense, we have to use multiple printf statements. That is, if I want to display the message one time in the sense, I have to use one printf statement. 2 times in the sense, I have to use 2 printf statements. If I want to display this message n times in the sense, I have to use n number of printf statements. Not different statements. The same statement we have to repeat how many times we want to display the message. So, what is the drawback of using the printf statement like this? If I use the same printf statement many number of times in the sense, it will create the unnecessary code. Unnecessarily, the same statement we have to repeat multiple times. This will waste programmers' time and also computers' compile time and execution time. Suppose, if I want to display a variable value in the sense, first I have to declare the variable, then I have to assign a value to the variable, then using printf statement with the help of format specifier, we need to display the variable value. Suppose if I want to display this variable value n number of times with some constraint, then we need to write the code like this. Int a equal to 1. This is the variable value and n is equal to 5. N is the constraint to implement for this variable. So here we are implementing the constraint if a less than or equal to n in the sense, print the variable value. Next, increment the variable value and again check the condition whether a is less than or equal to n and then print the variable value. Again, increment the variable value and then check the condition and display the variable value with the help of printf statement. So, likewise, we need to use 5 times the same set of statements. So, this is a repetition of code. So, wherever you are repeating the same code, it will waste programmers' time as well as the computer's execution time. And that will affect greatly the efficiency of the computer. And this is the unnecessary repetition of code. So to avoid this, we need to use this looping statements. So if you are using these looping statements, it is enough to write only one time this set of statement. So greatly it will save computer's time and space. So the loops are nothing but constructs with branch and execute the set of statements repeatedly. So any statement, either it may be a single statement or multiple statement. If you want to execute the statements repeatedly in the sense, in that situation, we can use looping statements. So that is nothing but loop control structures. You can able to use any set of statements here with the help of any looping construct, and that will display repeatedly until a condition is satisfied. So if the condition fails, in the sense control will come out of the loop. So until the condition is true, the set of statement will execute repeatedly. So here it is enough to write the statement only once. So a single or set of statements need to be executed repeatedly for a specified number of times or until condition is satisfied in are called looping constructs or loop control statements. So loops are nothing but repeated block of code any number of times. And this looping concept helps the programmer to write a compact code and it will save the execution time. So execution time it saves in the sense it will increase the efficiency of the computer. So loops are designed to check the condition either before or after each iteration. So the iteration is nothing but if you are executing the block of code or set of statement once, in the sense it will be considered as one iteration. If you are executing twice that block of code, in the sense that will be considered as two iterations. So loops are designed to check the condition either before executing the block of code or after executing the block of code. So based upon that, there are three looping constructs. That is for loop, while loop and do while loop. And here in every looping statement, loop control expression will be used. So this loop control expression is nothing but it is a constraint to control that particular loop to execute n number of times. So all looping statements will use this loop control expression. So this is the for loop statement. So here the loop control expression is nothing but I less than or equal to n. So for every iteration, this loop control expression will be tested. And if this condition is true, in the sense this set of statement will execute one time. Then after execution, it will increment this variable value and again it will check with this condition. So whenever the condition is true, the loop control expression will allow the body of the loop to execute one more time. Suppose if this condition fails, in the sense loop will exit. Control will be transferred to the next statement in the C code. So if the condition is true, in the sense loop will repeat one more time. And if this condition is false, in the sense loop will exit. And if this body of the loop executes one time, in the sense that will be considered as one iteration. And if this executes two times, in the sense two iteration. So iteration of the loop is nothing but number of times the body of the loop executes. If it executes 10 times, in the sense the number of iteration is nothing but 10. So this is nothing but the looping statements in C. And if you are considering here based upon the condition checking, that is either the looping statement will check the condition before executing the body of the loop or after executing the body of the loop. Based on that, there are three looping constructs. So one is for loop, two is while loop, and three is do while loop. And for loop and while loop, if you are considering, these two looping statements will check the condition before executing the body of the loop. That is, first it will check the condition. If the condition is true only, the body of the loop will execute. Otherwise, the body of the loop won't execute. Do while is nothing but first it will execute the body of the loop once and then it will check the condition. So by default, body of the loop will execute at least one time. And after execution of the body of the loop only, this do while loop will check the condition. If the condition is true, in the sense, again one more time the body of the loop will execute. If the condition is false, in the sense, only one time the body of the loop by default it will execute and the loop will exit. So there are three looping constructs. And these three looping statements we will discuss in depth with examples in our further videos. So in this session, we have discussed the concept of looping statements. In the next session, we will discuss the main concept of looping statements. What is pre-test loop and what is post-test loop? What is the comparison between pre-test and post-test loop? Thank you for watching this video.